Hello and welcome to my tutorials once again. I've decided to make a new upgraded Manga Crawler tutorial. The reason for that is because I found that there were a few things that I needed to cover that I didn't cover before. I've also learned some new things, and I want to answer a few questions that I have gotten the last time. Now, to start out with, the first question that I got was whether or not this can be used on your cell phone or iPhone or any of the iPads or tablets that are out there. Now, as far as I know, Manga Crawler does not have one that is compatible with a cell phone or anything like that. But that doesn't mean that I'm right. That just means I haven't found one. There's probably thousands of other versions out there that may do that, but they're not Manga Crawler. I strictly use this on the PC. Now, the other question I got was about errors. Now, as you can see right here, I have three errors on my screen. One for Starkana, one for Kiss Manga, and one for Animina or Animea, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Now, the reason why those three are no longer being used by Manga Crawler, although they are supported, is because of licensing and copywriting. They have other rules that they have to follow, and Manga Crawler does not follow those rules. I don't know what those rules are. That's just the guesswork that I've come up with. And so they're not allowing them. Now, there are some from like Manga Fox. As you can see on the 11th cat, Manga Fox isn't there anymore for that particular one. Although it lists a whole bunch of mangas, the licensing does not allow them to make it available to us on Manga Crawler. So it's kind of a henpeck thing. You have to go with whatever you can find. There's different sources here that you can find. You can also bookmark them, but let's back up a little bit. Before we get started on that, let's back up just a tiny bit and go over to uh, downloading the program. Now, there's two ways you can do that. One way is you can go over here to your address if you already have Manga Crawler and you are trying to set up an update for it. That's okay. Go ahead and do that and just click on this link. However, if you've never used Manga Crawler or you're just getting it for the first time, you need to find it, right? Well, let's do that. So what you do is you go in here to Manga Crawler and you type in Manga Crawler download, exactly what I have typed here. Now, this is a very nice website. It's very simple and easy to read, so I'm going to be able to go through it very quickly. Manga Crawler is also easy to open. You can either A, click on the website, which will take you to the website, or if you want to open it in a separate tab, all you do is right click and then click on Open Link in New Tab. Simple as that. I already have it open in a new tab. So there's two ways to download it. One, there's a great big purple button over here that says download. I think that might be the reason why it's there, is so you can download it easily. But you can also go over here and click on where it says downloads. It's up to you. Again, Manga Crawler does support several different websites, but just because they're supported doesn't mean you'll be able to find all your manga on one site. You may have to shop around a little bit. I've had to do that a few times. Okay, so the next thing you do is you go ahead and download it. So we'll click here and then you save file. Now for the installation process, I'm going to skip over a few steps because I already have it installed, okay? So say you want to save it. I have a special part of my computer that's set up to actually save all of my download stuff. So you'd save it. Of course, I already have it in there, so I'm not going to save it. So Then you double click to open it to run. We'll go over here to my little section and double click. And then you click run and then follow the on-screen instructions. That's all you do. Simple as that. So now that you have it downloaded and installed, say you want to find a manga that you want to read, and let's go with Manga Stream. And say you're looking for that wonderful series of D. Gray Man. Well, they don't have very many, and so you can't get the whole series, but you want to watch it just in case. So let's bookmark it. I'll explain more about bookmarks in just a moment. So let's see here. Rurouni Kenshin. Let's look at Rurouni Kenshin. They have one. Okay. They don't have very many for some of these. All right. Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, okay. Manga Stream doesn't have that many. Manga Share. Let's try that one. And we'll find one here. Go with Rurouni Kenshin. All right. So it's got 255. So it has all the way down to 0 to 255. All right, so say you want to download one chapter, and we're just going to pick one. Landing. I'm going to go ahead and bookmark it. Now, what I'm talking about when I say bookmarks is that I'm bookmarking the entire series. That means that if I want to come back and look at a specific series that I'm looking for, and again, this is something that I didn't talk about much in the old tutorial, so this is something new with the tutorial. If you want to bookmark it, you bookmark it. We'll come back to this here in a second. Bookmarks allow you to save certain manga. Now, say you have a manga in there and you're like, wait, when the heck did I put that in there? All right, well, so you don't want it. Hit X, boom, it's gone. You can still download manga from any section, from any server for a specific manga, as long as it's been bookmarked from the bookmark section, and it'll still go into downloading. Oops. All right, so I have that bookmarked, and I want to download. Say I want to download chapter 36, Landing. So I go here. I can right-click here and click download, or I can click up here and click download for that particular one, and it'll download for me. See how it's downloading? And it'll count down the pages that you've downloaded. Now, if you wanted to look and see the progress, say you're downloading like 20 different ones, and you wanted to see the progress, you can come over here and see which ones are, say, downloaded. If they're downloaded, you can highlight them, you can open them in folder, or you can read them directly. Pops up a website for you. So, or a viewer. Another thing is you can also go to the website, visit page, and it will allow you to read that chapter on the website if you want to take the time to do that. Otherwise, the nice thing is that once you've downloaded one of the chapters, and say you are on a computer that you use as a laptop, for example, you have like a little mini portable one or something like that, or even better, you want to transfer them over to your tablet or something, you can do that. They'll show up as images, but if you organize them properly, you can easily access any of them, especially with Android tablets. With the Apple, the iPads and iPhones and things like that, I'm not exactly sure how that would work. So, but for Android tablets, I know you can use the external storage device to do that. So now that answers a couple of questions in regards to the series and, of course, bookmarks and downloads. Options is something that we talked about before in the previous one, but I'm going to do it anyway. You can go in and change the name of the manga that you're saving your mangas to by changing the folder. You can even change the entire directory that you're using. For example, I have mine saved on my main hard drive. and I happen to have two hard drives in my computer. So I could easily change it over to, so instead of going into my documents, I can have it go into a different computer altogether. I can have it go over here to my D drive, open it up and type in a new folder and put in my manga. I'm not doing that. I'm going to leave it in my documents folder for now. There's also a way to zip all of your chapters to comic book archives. Now, if you happen to have access or know anything about comic book archives, please comment below because I've never heard of this before, so I don't know anything about it. And I will be happy to do some research, learn about it, and post a tutorial on it. Page naming. This was something that we didn't talk about much previously, but I'm going to go into a little bit more detail this time. There's setting up a prefix or an index whenever necessary to preserve the order to make sure that they stay in order. Sometimes the manga won't be listed properly and then they'll be out of order. Or you can always use a prefix or an index, or you can leave it at don't change. Now, I don't do anything like that because I've never had any issues, but if you start running into problems like that, definitely do it. You can also have it play sounds. Since I listen to music 90% of the time when I'm busy on my computer, unless I'm making tutorials, I don't play the sounds, but that's up to you, especially if you do a lot of downloads and then walk away from your computer, but you have sounds so that you can hear them. Definitely, definitely want those sounds on. You can also have it when you go to exit out, when you click here, instead of it closing, it'll just minimize it to the tray. And you can also, you know, change the settings for like show balloon tips about new bookmark chapters or start on login, anything like that. But I have my settings set up the way I want them for me, but everybody is different, so you can set them up however you like. Bookmarks, again, very easy. You can easily access the entire series from the website if you wanted to go there and look at it. Or say, for example, you wanted to write down the website so you could look at it on a private computer or somebody else's computer. That would be helpful too. Downloading. Okay, so you've downloaded the video or the particular chapter that you wanted. But you don't want to leave this on here while your others are downloading so you can see the progress easy, especially if you're downloading hundreds at a time. Believe me, I know this from personal experience. When I used to download mangas a lot, I would download almost an entire series, which sometimes would have over 300 chapters. Well, that kind of fills up your page pretty fast. So I want to make sure that I can keep up with it. So if I get a ding saying my entire downloads are done, I come over here and I clear them. I right click and delete, or you can go over here to the little X and click delete. So that kind of helps out a lot. Chapters, again, if you don't want to look at it, you don't want to save it to your computer, or you're on a computer that doesn't have a lot of space, and you want to use Manga Crawler to find your websites faster, or find your manga faster on a certain website, this is a great way to do that. To look at the web page, you just click on visit page. That's it. Simple as that. And again, I showed you how to do that. So if there are any questions, please comment below. I do pay attention to my posts, and it does take me a little while to get new tutorials posted, but I am working on getting more tutorials posted. And if you have, even if the Manga Crawler has nothing at all to do with what you are wanting to learn about, you have an idea for a new uh, tutorial that you would like me to do or like me to research on, give me a message. Drop it in my Manga Crawler or any of my other tutorials. I'll be more than happy to help you out with that. I try to answer all of the posts, or I post a comment of my own of say answering the questions so that everybody can see them. I want everybody to feel comfortable with asking me a question and asking for a tutorial. I'll be more than happy to do that. If you want to direct me a direct line, I'll have my email address listed below, and you can go ahead and do that as well, okay? So, anyway, that is my tutorial. I hope you've enjoyed and you have a great day.